Welcome to Survivor NSFW Edge of Extinction, Episode 2, Jonny Fairplay. I can't wait to get into this because last week, as you know...
who are you?
Huh?
Matt Bischoff. I mean, there could be people just tuning in. It shocks me that several, not just one, not just once a month, several times a week I get, dude, just found out about the podcast. Love it. I'm like, how the fuck did you just find out about this?
Yeah, I don't get that because, Jonny, obviously you've been doing a Survivor podcast that has changed names a few times, but that's irrelevant.
But beyond that.
Right, what I'm saying is...
There's a Survivor podcast involving Jonny Fairplay going on 3 seasons now.
Yeah, and that's...
The fourth. This is the 4th.
And you have bombarded Facebook groups and people all the time, constantly. So
yeah, every Facebook group, Reddit, everyone just hates me. So the fact that this is new to, and I waste hundreds of dollars in Facebook advertising, spreading the word of Survivor NSFW as well. So people want real quick, this is a pretty much ad-free edition. We're gonna do a couple t-shirt plugs, JonnyFairplay.com. Get a t-shirt, get a phone call from me. A couple here's the deal, we ain't retiring off the Patreon. Patreon, if you go to patreon.com/Survivor NSFW, you get to see a video version of the show, and then for $5 more, we do 3 more shows a week. It's we flood you with content. If you think this is funny, if you like me, if you like Matt Bischoff, go Patreon. If you want to support the show, but what I was saying, we're not retiring off this. This isn't, hey, let's go buy new Rolexes, Matt. We got all the patrons signed up. No, it's, hey, let me waste another fucking $200 on fucking Facebook ad sales so that I can tell 3 more people that haven't fucking heard about the podcast about the fucking podcast. Let me give one guy to design a website some money, so then I can give another guy to design a website some money, and we still haven't got a fucking website. So yeah, that's what we need money for.
Right,
and I gotta get Matt a fucking door to his office so his wife doesn't leave him.
Yes.
Matt's got a hot wife. He'd like to keep her.
Yeah, right now so I have these blankets I bought from this company called Harbor Freight Tools. It's like a knockoff tool. Okay, yeah. So dude, it's like these heavy duty moving blankets, and I have 2 of them hanging up in the entranceway of this room I'm in. That helps a little bit, but my voice is so loud. But here's the deal. I am Matt, for those that have never listened and are like, I thought Matt Coon or the other guy, I am Matt Bischoff from Survivor Caramoan, which was fans versus favorites too. And I am talking with legendary Hall of Famer Jonny Fairplay from Survivor Pearl Islands.
Keep going
Survivor Pearl Islands, and also Fans versus Favorites 1.
Well, don't talk about that.
We'll pretend that doesn't exist. So we are covering Edge of Extinction, Episode 2. Last week, Jonny and I were in my hometown of Cincinnati with Tanya Vance, Donathan, Sash, Roger Bingham, myself, and Jonny. Shout out to Sherry and Lee for helping us out. Shout out to BG Boards for the cornhole tournament we did, and Cito Soto and Mike Pfaff for coming out. If you want to see the cornhole event that we did on a cold February winter day inside our friend's house with the pros, you can check that out at Survivor patreon.com/Survivor NSFW. We have that up there for free, I believe, Jonny, for people to see. So you can see the fun things that our patrons get to do. It was a lot of fun. And tell your friends about the podcast if they like Survivor. And we're going to keep bringing you content. And without further ado, Jonny, I want to get right into Episode 2, Edge of Extinction. Starts off day 4.
Well, hold on. Before we get into Edge, we're talking Survivor. We're talking Edge of Extinction. But just on the previously on Survivor, these assholes. Sorry, that felt like the Castaway Watch Along. For anyone that has not seen any of our Castaway Watch Alongs, we go back and watch old seasons. We completed Pearl Islands. Now we're watching Caramoan, and we talk over it and give you the director's commentary or whatever. And although neither Matt nor myself were directors of Survivor, But every time when the episode starts, I do the previously on Survivor. These assholes thought they were doing something, and they weren't doing that at all because this was fucking going on. They had no fucking clue because they're fucking idiots. So, but anyway, on the previously on Survivor tonight, did you notice the fucking dragon claw torch snuffer?
No, but I did notice
It is bad fucking ass.
What I thought was badass is the close-up of Reem's slip-on checkerboard van shoes that she had on.
I wrote that too.
Yeah.
I had the same mine. I got the I have the tan and white checker.
Oh, hell
yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
what do you have?
Well, the thing is, I don't have slip-on checkered Vans, but I have tires.
Do you have the flip-flops?
No, but I have multiple
They're on sale right. They're on sale right now on at urbanoutfitters.com, and I thought about getting a pair. I wear a size 9.
Okay.
But I like my flip-flops tight. You know, like you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, that's how I like my flip-flops. So but they only come in whole sizes. So I'm like, all right, should I get a pair of size 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're all right. So they're regularly $35. They're on sale at Urban Outfitters right now for $25. I'm thinking I'd rather spend $35 and go to the fucking Vans store and make sure they fucking fit.
That's what I would do. I'm a big supporter.
Or should I just roll the dice, get the 8s at $25? If they fit, great. If not, take them back. Figure shit out.
I would just buy them. I would just find out what the size you want, get the right size, and then you'll know from here on out with those. If they'll work from flip.
I feel like I just talked myself into the 8s.
Well, try it out. I mean, different shoes and different things fit different ways. But I'm a huge fan of Vans. I own quite a few pairs. It's you know, a lot of my BMX friends are sponsored Vans riders, and I love riding in the shoes. So we see Reem, and she is you know, talking like
she's got a blanket.
She does have a blanket, but she's kind of getting freaking out and emotional. Like, man, I don't want to let people down at home. I don't know if I can be out here for 38 days.
See, like I felt like, you know, because all right, so remember back to Survivor Palau, like, you know, Stephanie was on the tribe that kept losing and losing and losing, and finally it was just her, and it was amazing. You know, it's just like, wow, like what happens when they're by themselves? I'm just like, you got a fucking producer talking to you, asking you fucking questions.
Right.
But I feel like whoever's producing on Edge of Extinction might not be. They might just be fucking just holding a camera, just like, I ain't saying nothing, lady.
Yeah, I'm just curious of how many camera people there are at Edge of Extinction. Do you think there's, you know how usually there's multiple camera people on your tribe? Like, is there just like, you know how when you're sleeping at night, or at least on Caramoan, there is one person filming us in the night? I'm thinking there at most 2, probably maybe 3 with the sound. But my official guess is one motherfucker, and he's just like she's attempting to talk to him, and he's just shaking his head no. As in, I'm not fucking talking, because she appears to be losing. Because you saw Stephanie cry on Palau, but I think it was more of, you know, she was on the decimated tribe versus I'm all alone. Yeah, and Reem's like, I don't know if I can be here for 38 days, you know, and she feels
she's actually freaking out. She goes, "There's no timeline." I'm like, yeah, it is, bitch. 39 days. That's right. They're not keeping you after, like, it's just like, you know, like if they wrap up filming, are they just leaving me here? No, they're gonna pick you up. I promise.
And the thing is, I'm wondering if this is how the season's gonna work. So we see Reem at the beginning. That's how the episode starts out, right? And we don't really see it again until the very, very end of the episode. They kind of go back to it, right?
Yeah, that's all I need, because there's so many people just like, oh my god, like, you know, how much time are they going to spend on that fucking island? I'm just like, the bare minimum.
Well,
but you show that she's alone. You show that she's fucking crazy, and then I mean, yeah, when more people get there, there's a little more development. But I don't want. I mean, like, if you get fucking voted out, like, I don't need airtime. I don't need too much airtime wasted on you.
But here's the thing. So with Edge of Extinction, when I watched a video of one of the Survivor producer people talking about Edge of Extinction, he's like, you know, we have a lot of fans out there that love the the old way of Survivor when they showed a lot of the survival aspects of the show. And this is what we're kind of doing, bringing this back. You're going to see the survival aspects. So you're saying that we probably won't see much Edge of Extinction coverage, but they claimed...
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, and I think as far as the survival aspect is concerned, we learned pretty quick. Well, we learned at the end, spoiler alert, that she's had 3 bites of coconut because like they ain't giving. Like I was worried, it's just like, here's your rice for the day, kind of like that on the Outcast twist. Though Burton's claims it's not a lot, he's still got a bowl of rice and like an apple every day.
Right.
So I don't want them getting that.
No, I don't either. I want this to be hard, but I don't care how hard it is, dude. I've played Survivor. No, I know, but I'm saying like I don't think there is any possible way that I would quit Edge of Extinction.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to quit. Well,
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll get into it. So we go right from there to the Manu tribe, and Rick and Wendy.
Ooh. Well, first of all, the tribe starts. They're showing their. Do you remember Not Necessarily the News on HBO?
No, never watched it. I've never even heard of it.
Okay, well there was a fake news thing on HBO called Not Necessarily the News. It was like a 30-minute, 1-hour fake news weekly show, and they had a guy named Rich Hall who used to do Pizza Hut commercials, and he would do these. He'd do a segment called Sniglets, and Sniglets are words that are not in the U.S. dictionary but should be. One of those is grinkles. Grinkles is what you call the water wrinkles.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Another one, a guy that pulls into a gas station to avoid a red light. That's an SOSO.
All right, gotcha. So we saw the grinkles of Lauren tonight.
You saw I go there just like grinkles. Yes. Been there, done that. Were you ever in so much rain that was you for an hour afterwards?
Oh, I had that where my feet were so bad. Like my hands were like that, but my feet were so unbelievably, horribly waterlogged that there was I had to figure it out because I could have gotten jungle rot in my feet. So it shows you that this shit is no joke for the people that think Survivor is in a, you get things and whatever. The reality of it is most seasons of Survivor you get very minimal things. And so yeah,
we discussed on this week's Castaway Watch Along your waterlogged feet. Was that or was that on the Q&A?
We haven't talked about my waterlogged feet yet. I haven't. We haven't seen that on the.
But we talked about it. You said like a camera guy or
yeah. That was on the watch along.
Okay.
I believe so.
For those of you wondering, bump up your Patreon. $10 a month. That's less than 2 good coffees from Starbucks for the entire month. We do multiple weekly shows every week. Give it a try. You will hear about Matt's waterlogged feet.
Yes, you'll hear all kinds of stuff. So we go Rick and Wendy talking about Kelly, saying Kelly's played 2 times, and she's had her chance. It's someone else's chance to win the $1 million.
I do love Wendy explaining why Kelly needs to go to Rick and a guy that's already been there, David.
Yeah.
she goes, we really need to get rid of Kelly. She's already played. It's our turn to play now. Right, Rick? Right, David? Right? I've never heard of you.
Yeah. Well, I think David Wright is in a great position at the moment because he's not looked at as kind of intensely as Kelly is an intense player. She's an intense player. She's found multiple idols and she's played multiple times. Like when you're out there for your 3rd time, it's kind of I still consider I've played the fucking game once, to be honest with you. So if I were to go back, I feel like I would be more in a David type position than a Kelly Wentworth position. She's intense.
I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, who knows? But the thing is she's very, very intense. She's focused. And David, I think, is a more likable guy. Like, I think that she is so intense that she could come off as kind of just bitchy or abrasive, right? Where we see David, he's just a likable dude.
Super likable. I mean, like if you're looking for a word to describe David, the word is likable.
And another person that's likable, there's a couple people that I just want to state something. Number one, pregame, when we did our pregame, cast assessment with Randy Bailey,
Sure.
I could not stand Wendy. I'm lightening up to Wendy. She is quirky, but I honestly think she's not that horrible from a strategic standpoint of a player.
She appears to know the game a lot more than you would think basing off her preseason interviews.
Yeah, and the other thing is, that dude and the guy that you hate the most in this season, Wardog, pregame, he seemed like he would be more of like a Tony Vlachos, in my opinion, but we haven't really seen this big Vlachos-style personality, in my opinion, in his
He's a poser.
confessionals.
He's a fucking poser. Like, no, he talks all this shit pregame and talks all this shit on Twitter, and he doesn't do it. He's a poser, man. Straight up, but fuck him.
Well,
Go ahead.
I could see him lasting a lot farther than you think he might last. We'll see.
Yeah, because he lied, and he's like, I'm gonna be myself. Bitch, you ain't being yourself if you ain't saying nothing, because you're a talkative motherfucker on Twitter.
He is, and it's one of those weird things for the editing. Is like they're some of these people that are wanting the returning players out of the game, which seems to be a recurring theme across a lot of people.
I'm loving hearing that. Really like this might be the end of a 2 or 4 person returnee season being a thing on Survivor.
Well, I told my family, I was like, man, I would hate to be on this season because it's already the beginning of the game and people are talking about voting out the returning players. So we see Wardog telling Kelly that they need to keep an eye on Wendy, right? Because it's kind of like Wendy's gunning for Kelly, Kelly's gunning for Wendy, and Kelly suggests an open idol hunt. I like how just like, hey, I got someone coming against me, help me. Right. Oh yeah. So it's pretty much the start of they call it the Kelly versus Wendy war, and it is like an idol party. The first few minutes of the episode seems to be everyone going idol crazy, and then we see we go to the Kama tribe, and Ron starts dancing and doing this dance with everybody, and Aubrey's
I am anti-island dancing.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm all about having fun. Like we played bocce ball and different things and explored the island.
We had hermit crab races.
But I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of dancing in general, unless my wife is booty clapping for fun next to me. I'm not a fan of dancing. Right?
I'm a fan of your wife booty clapping by you or anyone. I don't even care. Just let me be in the room. That's all. I'm pro Tessa booty clapping.
Oh,
but,
that's hilarious.
Aubrey states, I hate Kumbaya Survivor. I too hate Kumbaya Survivor. I don't like. I firmly believe that the best move you can make as Aubrey's is one of the smartest strategic players to ever play the game, and she said the best thing you can do is lose that first challenge so you can know immediately where the battle lines are drawn. And I think she's right. And you trim the fat from the beginning.
Well, the crazy thing that I had noticed, which I thought was brilliant editing right here, is Aubrey, she's kind of talking to Julia and Victoria about their thoughts on returning players, right?
Yeah.
And then
just reading the room.
Yeah. So we
checking the temperature. Aubrey with the old temperature gauge.
Yep.
Except she feels like she's sticking it in her mouth, and I feel like she retrospectively has a butt thermometer.
Yeah.
Because it feels like she's checking. No one's enjoying her checking the temperature.
No, and the thing is, we see everyone starts realizing that Aubrey had went to every single person and said the exact same thing. You remind me, you're just like me. You're a player just like I am. And they edit all these statements, and I'm like, wow. So
hold on, real quick. Getting back to this metaphor that I threw out there. When you go to the doctor and they say we need to check your temperature, do you take down your pants?
No, I don't.
That's
just you.
I feel weird. I do. I want the most accurate reading.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, I have a temperature like laser thing. I'll point it at your ass.
Not as accurate as a butt thermometer.
That's hilarious. So here's the one thing. Aubrey, I think, is very smart player.
Butt thermometer T-shirt.
Maybe I don't know.
I feel like there's some meat on the bone here. I don't. If there is one, check JonnyFairplay.com, and when you do, you get a phone call from Jonny Fairplay. It's not a recording. I actually call you and thank you.
Right on, and he does.
Yeah.
So yes. I think Aubrey saying these things, it just shows that she's getting kind of caught in this. Not really a lie, but everyone's realizing she's saying the same thing. But I do give props to Aubrey for, kind of almost
engaging
ahead of time and having a plan and kind of just sticking to this specific regimen of what she's going to tell these people.
She's played this enough. She knows how the game is played. You engage. She's got a script. She's just reading from the fucking script. It's smart. Like it only doesn't work when people start exchanging notes.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much anything you do in Survivor when people start exchanging notes.
But I think, dude, right off the bat, in this episode, I'm realizing there are people that know this game. There are people that are smart, and I think the returning players quite possibly could be underestimating how smart these newbies actually really are, in my opinion.
I'm sitting there. My two takeaways from the first part of this episode and just the season as a whole is A, this could be the end of a 2 or 4 person returning season. We'll see how the season progresses, and B. Is there a chance, an off chance, that if you cast a collection of newbies as well versed and schooled as most of these players, not all, I'm not giving wardog credit, but I will give your Ricks, your half a mans, your Gavins, your Wendys, could those players cast win a fans versus favorite season?
You're asking me if some of these players could win a fans versus favorite season?
If they were on a fans versus favorite season with other players comparable to them,
right?
Not
I get you. A whole fans tribe of really gamers.
A whole fans tribe of real fucking fans. Do they have a chance, or is the learning curve too much by the favorites that you're just too far behind the 8 ball, you can't catch up in time?
No, I think if you had B and C list favorites and really, really like you can't have Malcolm and Joe Anglem and people like that because we've seen Joe dominates. I don't care what your opinion is of Joe's a badass. I love Joe.
No, I give credit where credit's due. I think he's one of the most dominating players in the history of the game.
He is dominate. So anyways, that's a good question, but we're going to get into, we go to the Manu tribe and we got Rick talking with David, and this is a twosome. They're forming this alliance, dude, and I like it. I think that Rick is hilarious, and David all of a sudden talks about, hey, I think if Kelly stays in this game, she's smart. She could vote me out, and I want to get her out of the game before she does. So this proves to me that maybe David's smart. I think this is a smart move, and I'm thinking, man, maybe David and Kelly weren't talking pregame going into this about any kind of alliance. I don't know. I'm kind of questioning that because a lot of returning players talk and jabber.
But I don't know if these 4 players. I mean, if I'm casting this, I don't bring these people to LA at the same time in the same room to do their fucking testing together, so that the possibility for a pregame alliance is there.
Yeah, but right.
They probably did.
But usually, dude, it's like when you're out there, you're trying to search for any kind of connection you have. So David, has a connection of just being a, player that has played before with Kelly. But I think it's awesome that he's wanting to get Kelly out. And
I like Rick and David are talking and you know they're Wendy reapproaches them and she was just like, hey, I think we have the numbers. He's like, okay, well, who? She's like, well, me, and you know, and they're like, you two, and you know, and Keith and wardog. And I'm just like, I didn't feel any chemistry on the first 3 days between Wendy and the War Dog for her to feel that was a possibility.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I hear you.
I appreciate her optimism.
Yes.
But like it seemed like War Dog and Kelly were kind of thick as thieves, and that continues to be the case.
Yes.
So I feel her radar is a little off as far as, you know, who wants to be her friend versus who does not.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But the conversation does continue, which is Rick and Dave. They you know, they have they form their alliance. They have their bond. David likes Wendy's loyalty, which I'm with him. I like Wendy's loyalty too. She's quirky. She's funny. I like her. I didn't think I would like Wendy Diaz-Twine, but
dude,
I do.
I'm the same way. I thought she would be out day one, that people would be annoyed by her. I like her. So, if you're listening to this, Wendy, I love you in this game so far, and I love your Tourette's.
Yes. So, but I do like we essentially see a final 2 deal between Rick and David, but David goes, you know, your smart play is probably getting rid of me at 4. And so we now officially have a final 4 deal between Rick and David.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, I for a final 2, I like it. So far, I mean, a lot of these players haven't got a lot of airtime, and we're only in episode 2. But as of right now, where we're at in episode 2, I like the David and Rick the Anchorman alliance final 2. So we see one of the people that you have met from this season, Gavin, after this. He's a huge fan. He's talking about how big of a fan he is, and he's looking for an idol. And this sets the tone for
that idol. Him and Half a Man. What's Half a Man's first name?
Eric.
Ethan.
Eric Half a Man.
Half a Man.
Yeah, he starts looking for idols, and then we see the mom, the toy owner, Julie, saying, you know, hey, all these boys are out looking for idols. Like, the women never really find idols much in the game of Survivor, and instead of us sitting around talking about how everyone's looking for idols, like, the women should start looking for idols too.
Well, hold on. Julie notices that the guys are disappearing. Hey, Julie, maybe they're getting fucking wood.
Yeah, true. But I mean,
there is that.
Yeah.
The fire. Some people aren't aware of this. Some people that have played Survivor with me are not aware of this. But the thing that we boil the water with, that's called fire. Mm-hmm. And you get wood all day long, and you put it on the fire.
Yeah, Johnny, but here's the thing. Yes, that's what you do. But what I was doing, every single millisecond that I was gathering firewood, I was looking and scanning for idols.
Sure, I get it, but Julie's not going to get firewood. Hence, she's not looking for idols.
Yeah, well,
Victoria also would like to look for an idol. And maybe if she ever plays again, or maybe I don't know, after the merge, she'll look for an idol too.
Yeah, well, this goes into a whole segment of everyone looking for idols, because we go back to
except for Julie and Victoria, who would rather discuss the possibility of looking for idols instead of actually looking for idols.
I know.
So, but truth be told, Julie still might have that splinter in her foot, so she might not be able to look for the idol. And before I get hate tweets from either one, because they're both extremely nice on Twitter, I like them both. Okay, I'm just talking shit. This is what's called a podcast.
Right.
Did you? I don't know if you saw. Do you know? I just ruined the joke. You know what you call a collection of 2 or more white men together?
No.
Podcast.
That's
so,
awesome.
But no, they're very nice. During this version of a podcast, at least one of us attempts to tell jokes, and this is one. We're joking. I'm sure that both Julie and Victoria both look for idols endless hours,
right?
And they just chose not to show that.
Yeah.
Hey, the record. Victoria, cute.
Yeah, I like her. She hasn't had much airtime, but I like
She's
her.
cute too. Don't get me wrong, but, you know, she's like ma cute.
I thought
Victoria's like a baby cute.
Right, and we go right. So right now we go into Lauren on the Manu tribe looking for an idol. She's talking about Kelly and how she's kind of like, saying how much of a fan she was of Kelly and how she wants to be that type of player that can find idols. And it was kind of uneventful. I
thought it was overly foreshadowing. I'm just like,
that's what I meant.
Well, first, yeah. Well, first you have Lauren in the dress. Not a fan of Lauren in the dress. Lauren not in the dress. Huge fan.
I'm a fan of whatever.
Oh, stop it! Have you seen? I mean, I do like both versions of Lauren, but don't get me wrong. There's one I immensely prefer, though.
Oh yeah. So
I thought it was very anticlimactic. I mean, like, congratulations, Lauren. I'm glad. I'm glad you got the idol.
I am too.
I like that. I'm glad that you're not telling anyone about the idol, even your hero Kelly. However, did you feel like that seemed a little shallow? The hiding place, like it seemed like she dug like 2.5 inches. It's like, that's enough.
Well, I thought there was two things I thought. One, you have this bright blue wrapping that you can see. So bright blue stands out like crazy. So I thought it was ultra obvious. Because sometimes if it's like a burnt orange, like my Caramoan flag I have right here, you know what I'm saying? Or
that
like
could be a leaf.
Right.
It could be a random leaf. Gives that.
But bright Smurf blue, and that,
yeah.
and then the hiding spot was, I'm glad she's not telling anybody, and we're gonna see if she keeps that word.
Afterwards, she hides it in the sand, but it looked like she dug like 2 inches. She's like, that's okay.
Oh yeah, she did. And I was like, I'm thinking, did she dig this by where the tide's going to come in and wash the idol out to sea?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, because the sand looked kind of like that moist, wet sand.
It looked like moist sand. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. So I'm like, the funny thing will be...
so you're going to see that tribe like go off, and then you're going to see like a cameraman stuck there because he has to video it washing away.
Oh.
And so there's just going to be people walking by going, why is this cameraman just standing here for like 2 days?
Yeah.
It's like, there's a fucking idol.
That's so funny, dude. If it washes away, I'm going to laugh my ass off. So we go right from there to the immunity challenge, which you basically, you go out into the ocean.
Hold on. Upon the walk up, no one shocked by the Reem vote out. Did you catch their,
yeah.
Reem voted out. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, no one is shocked. No one is shocked. So this is a pretty cool challenge because we actually had a cage-like deal on the Caramoan watch along that we did on our Patreon on Monday. But
last week, was it last week when we had Eric the ice cream scooper?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. So this you start off out in the ocean. You swim toward the shore to a cage. You have to climb over. And then you got to get this giant heavy snake, bring it back to shore. You got to kind of get it over the cage. And then you got to unlock some stuff and then do some ring toss on these oars to spell the word immunity.
Do you like this challenge?
Well, I think that for one, Keith is completely worthless on this challenge and everything he does. I think he's a liability. I think Keith is terrible at challenges. And you have I don't know if they're editing. It can't be editing, dude. I mean, you see many players. We've watched every season of Survivor, Jonny Fairplay, and Keith is quite possibly.
I haven't seen all of Caramoan.
Right. Well, you will, but you get what I'm saying. Like, he is one of the worst challenge people. He's like a Chet. Right,
he hasn't found his groove. You're right, and these aren't me. Like, sometimes you just don't find your lane. Like Chet, outside the game, Chet's a pimp. I mean, Chet is one of the coolest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. He's a pimp. I mean, I would use the word pimp to describe. I've been to clubs in Thailand that people should not go to with Chet, and seen things I should not see with Chet, and it's like, wow, Chet, you are a man. You are a man amongst men.
Yeah.
And Chet just out there, just like Andrew Savage described, Skinny Ryan, just a limp noodle.
Yeah,
He just this. Sometimes the stars and moon they just don't align.
Yeah, so Keith is terrible, and when it comes to swimming, if you have one of your swimming in the ocean is very hard, people, especially in Survivor when your adrenaline is pumping like crazy, and you're tired, you don't have the nutrients that you get normally.
He's swimming against himself. He's swimming against himself just as much as he's swimming.
But the thing is, man, is the energy it takes your tribe mate to grab onto a human being to help them swim and help them get over the it's way extra energy exertion. So they have to get this. You said you don't really like this challenge, but the thing is that was crazy to me is how heavy that snake most likely is, because everything.
Oh yeah, I don't like this challenge because I can imagine me in this challenge going, "Fuck this fucking snake."
Yeah, but what they would do is they would probably, Johnny, you would probably climb over the cage first and hold onto the head of the snake because you're lightweight, while those people start pulling and use your little 150-pound body to get it down. All I gotta say is Joe Anglin was killing it. And their tribe was just absolutely dominating, right? The snake looked immense.
I mean, if you have Joe, if you have Joe on your tribe, you're probably not going to lose a tribal challenge.
Right. So I think their tribe, dude, honestly, until they do a swap, the Kama tribe is going to dominate every single time.
Well, I think the move is, I think history tells us that, day 9 maybe, or no, sorry, day.
Two more episodes. They're doing a tribe swap. This is episode 2. By episode 4, they're probably swapping.
No, episode 5.
Episode 5. Okay.
4 or 5. I make the move to get rid of Joe. Episode 4. If I'm on the Kama tribe, because if they do a tribe swap and you're on the other side of it, you're fucked. So I make on day 9 or 12, Joe's gone no matter how much he's done for my tribe, because everything he's done for you, he can do against you as soon as that fucking swap comes.
Yeah, I mean that's the smart move. Whether these people do it or not, we'll see. I think they probably will. We see that Chris is also a badass. Chris is one of these guys also that I want to make a statement that. In his pregame interviews, I'm like, oh God, this is gonna be one of those douchey kind of, type dudes. Like,
see, my prediction was he was gonna be like Alec.
Dude, I like Chris.
Yeah,
Chris is bad. I can't wait to see what kind of gameplay. I think the guy is cool. I think he speaks well in his confessionals, and I'm becoming a fan. I think Chris is pretty badass. So, Kama, it's really no contest. They win. Yeah. Okay. Jeff Probst, his voice sounds really hoarse. I noticed. Did you notice his voice almost getting like he must have been screaming at this challenge because his voice was going?
No, my 2 takeaways were prior to the challenge that you had the option of spices or fishing gear.
Yep.
I choose spices because spices can change. I mean, you're stuck out there for so long. Spices make the world difference. However, what are you gonna fucking spice? Like I don't think those should. I feel like those rewards should have gone together.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you gonna? I mean, like, I don't.
But do think about this. So I'm thinking about what you just said, right? So on my season, they said there's no fish out here. They dynamite fished all the reefs. So when we lost a challenge and didn't win fishing gear, I was like, I don't give a shit about that. There's no fish out here. They said there might be fish in Fiji, and my kids were like, oh, we would take the fishing gear, but the spices, like you're saying, if I could have just a little, I don't like the taste of coconut. Now, I drank the water because I was dying of thirst, but the actual coconut meat or whatever you want to say, the actual coconut itself, if I had like fucking paprika and could put it on there, I would eat it just to have something to take away the taste of the coconut.
We cook the coconut in with salt water and it tastes like popcorn.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. We should try. When we hang out sometime, we're gonna go to Jungle Gyms. When you're in Cincinnati, we will buy that, and we'll
do it. We'll do it at the Reality for Diabetes event.
Yeah, we'll try that because I've never tried that. Yeah, that's
so
badass. That was
my one takeaway, and then my other takeaway was all right. So who does the puzzle? Ron Clark does the puzzle for comma, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then David does the puzzle, and Ron Clark he does the first combination, and he gets lucky and just immediately gets it.
Yep.
Like he just the random numbers he chose correctly, got it. He's through. David doesn't get the first immediate random number selection, but gets it with the second, and Jeff goes, David finally solves after 2 attempts. I'm like, what? It's
Right.
2 attempts, mother.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like David was there for like 8 hours going, I can't remember the number that comes after 4.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
He tried the first set. He's like, nope, let me switch. Okay, I switched. Yes, it worked.
Right.
David, finally.
Yeah, that's funny. But his voice sounded pretty hoarse to me. But anyways, we see, so, Kama wins, and, we see Wardog, who is leading the charge to vote out Keith. He is basically like, look, we need to get rid of the weakest players. This guy is terrible. We need to vote him out.
Yeah, but he gives his confessional, and he does it normal tone. I don't even think he doesn't speak in the fucking third person bullshit. And I'm just like, why aren't you acting like an asshole like you do on Twitter? I mean, like, why all this fucking fake fucking bravado on Twitter, Mr. Twitter Fingers? Why won't you fucking act like this on the show? Like, I just don't understand these. Like, has someone hacked the War Dog's social media and is just a fucking prick for no fucking reason versus this guy that seems to be a normal fucking human being on fucking Survivor?
He does. I think it's a matter of, at this point, I think people are like, wow, I'm actually playing Survivor, and maybe they're taking it a little more serious, and we're not seeing, maybe War Dog is because I feel like on my season, I was joking, and I have this outrageous shit talking. I say too much information and fucked up things all the time. Okay. And they showed a lot of my serious side. So I'm wondering if War Dog is kind of the same deal. Like he's so focused on the gameplay right now and not really showing what he wanted to be pre-game, and maybe he's trying to make up for it now on Twitter because he's realizing that he wasn't shown like that on the show. I don't know. We'll see, but I love hearing.
I think it's little dick syndrome. I think he's got a little dick, and he's trying to make it bigger by tweeting a bunch of stuff, and then when he watches this show, he remembers his dick's little again.
Well, yeah, we'll never know unless he plays naked and afraid, and we see how big the blur is. You know what I'm saying?
you know what we do know is War Dog Sucks Eggs T-shirt available at JohnnyFairplay.com. I just got during the episode. I was so happy during the actual show. I get an email going, your shirt's on the way. My War Dog Sucks Eggs shirt.
So you're going to be
on its way.
So next Wednesday you're going to be doing.
Oh, yeah! I'm going to be wearing the War Dog Sucks Eggs shirt for the rest of the season. I'm all in anti this motherfucker. I mean, I like even because he'll probably quit on Edge of Extinction Island.
No
or whatever.
way.
But I don't care.
War Dog, yeah. But so War Dog is leading the charge to vote out Keith, the weakest link, and I understand where he's coming from. But David wants to vote out Kelly, and he kind of doesn't even know if he can actually convince War Dog to do that because War Dog is so adamant on voting out Keith. And Keith wants to stay in the game. Keith is a fan. And I just think it's interesting because you do have, if you're thinking about the gameplay, you do think, wow, we've been losing, right? And Keith is a big part of, we're exerting extra energy, helping him swim. We're in Fiji. There's probably going to be a lot of swimming challenges.
But I hear what you're saying, but did you see War Dog throw any rings during that challenge? Because I didn't.
No, I did not.
But why? But you think if he, we saw Keith at least try.
He did try.
I mean, I'm just saying.
He did try,
right?
but you never know what people's strategy is, dude. I mean, maybe War Dog is just like, hey, let's let him fail so we can vote his ass out. And I don't want to look like I'm some kind of challenge beast. It may be a strategy, it may be just not. But we got Chris and Rick talking about blindsiding Kelly. And I honestly think, all these conversations are going on, and man, I thought Kelly might have been going home. I think
that was the move. I thought it was a done deal, and of course, Wardog of all people screws up the Wentworth. Wardog could fuck up a wet dream. Okay, this is. I mean, why? It's a done deal. I mean, like Kelly even went like. I'm sitting there watching Tribal Council. We'll backtrack a little bit, but I'm watching Kelly Wentworth. Like it's like I'm just like this ain't a blindside if she knows.
Right. No, I know. I mean, here's the thing. Chris goes to Wardog about the Kelly plan. Wardog doesn't trust her, but he feels that if they keep Kelly in the game, that she will be the bigger target. It will shield them, and that is a good plan and observation. However, if you don't get Kelly Wentworth out now, dude,
she will send their ass home before she'll send home anyone like them.
That's what I'm saying.
She's the one that's responsible for sending home players like Chris and the Wardog.
Yeah, and
not Keith. Keith ain't sending home. If you let Keith be your friend, he will be the Wardog and Chris's friend till the end.
Yes.
Kelly Wentworth will stab them so hard through the back, the sword comes out the chest.
I know. This is the time right now to vote out Kelly Wentworth. That is the move. Kelly could find an idol at any time. If they do any kind of tribe swap or whatever, it's just... I think voting out, I mean, I see what Wardog and people are saying about the challenge deal because we were thinking that in Caramoan, and that's why we were keeping Shamar around. But at the end of the day...
What did you learn? What did you learn from the Castaway Watch Along, Matt?
Yeah, shut your mouth, Fairplay. shut your fucking mouth. So in my opinion...
Matt doesn't like the Castaway Watch Alongs anymore.
No. I quit. We're done. Shut down the... Yeah. But no, so... Kelly notices that everyone at camp is acting strange. She's not stupid. She's played this game 2 times. She knows when there's a vibe in the room that something is going down. And the only person that Kelly actually trusts is Lauren. And
which Wardog and Chris's poker faces are ridiculous. So it's just like, I'm okay, right? They're like, wow, like look at the sky. What color is that? Purple?
Right. Well, I hear you. So it is.
What a great shade of daytime orange.
Yeah, dude. Oh, by the way, I'm stoked. I got my Kakalaki T-shirt on tonight.
Yeah.
I got this is gifts from Jonny Fairplay. If you're watching this on Patreon, I'm holding up some goodies. So Jonny brought me this stuff called Cheerwine and got me a Cheerwine sticker and got me a Kakalaki sticker, and I got a Kakalaki hat. And today I wore my Kakalaki T-shirt. And thank you, my man. So shout out to Kakalaki and Cheerwine. So we go to night 6, Tribal Council. Kelly looks nervous as hell. She's got this intense look because she knows, man, there's a good chance that these people could vote me out. And she even says, if it were me, I would vote me out. She said something like that.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't get it. And plus, like from what I'm seeing from these new players, I like them. Like I want to see more of them. So because the returnees are taking up so much airtime. Yes, they're much better at narration, so that's who you go to tell your story. But get rid of those motherfuckers so that you don't have a choice but to have a new narrator.
Right. Oh, I hear you. And I tell you what, as people are talking about at Tribal Council, dude, Rick Devens is hilarious. I love the dude. Great. I love his dad bod. I love his personality. He's funny. He's like, he starts talking about like the things he wants to check mark off on the list. Blindside.
On the tree.
Yeah.
Drink from the well. Blindside.
Dude, I have that in my head. Dude, it's hilarious.
I'm with him.
Yes. Yep. So all I know is they keep talking about there's going to be a blind side. There's going to be a blind side. I thought Kelly could go home. I didn't think it was going to be Wendy at all. And so Keith ends up going home. Keith, as he's walking down the trail, looks.
Oh, no. Before he gets voted out, he turns to them and goes, "Y'all still think y'all gonna win challenges?" As if they can't win without Keith.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm like, woo, all right. I guess if it's one of those you can't swim challenges, they're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, dude.
They're gonna go, oh man, if only we had Keith for the not swim challenge.
Right. So Keith as he's walking down the path, dude, he looks and is audibly and visually, because he's mic'd up, right? So they're capturing this. He seems distraught and bummed out that he just got voted out of Survivor. So when he walks up to the crossroads, to me, dude, there would not be any question. There would not be me praying to God to ask for him to give me a sign to make a decision. And I was completely shocked.
I found myself praying to God that he would make a decision.
Dude, I don't get it. So the dude is like, reads both options, and then he's like, "Oh Jesus, oh God, oh Jesus," and in my mind I'm thinking about Bryce Isaiah, and because I love Bryce Isaiah, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what would Bryce? What would Bryce?
Davey, who we found out today, got the SIA 14K.
Two amazing things today that happened on social media in the Survivor world. One is what Jonny Fairplay just said. Two, congratulations, David versus Goliath winner Nick Wilson and Griselle, that got engaged in Australia, and our man Carl and Carl's amazing wife were there to witness and be a part of that. So shout out to you. If you're listening, Nick Wilson, which I'm sure you are.
You still outkicked your coverage, Nick. I don't care if you won the million or not.
Well,
but congratulations.
And if you want a nice wedding gift, just don't forget to invite Jonny Fairplay and I to your guys' wedding. All right, so there you have it.
And if you're looking to get them a nice wedding gift, go to johnnyfairplay.com and get them a T-shirt, and then I'll call you and tell you what else you should get them.
That's right. So, dude, congratulations to both Davey and Nick and Griselle, and that's awesome. I loved this episode. Episode 2, I think, was actually better than episode 1.
Much better. So it finishes with we still don't know Keith's decision. And we discover from Reem that she's only had a bite or two of coconut, and she is contemplating raising the flag if no one else should. Because I feel like I don't think she's the type to quit, but I think she's second guessing her decision. She's just like, okay, I've done the math. They had tribal council. Are other people not coming? Like, did I make a bad decision by coming here? Do they know? Like, has more information been given? And those other people were just like, hey, you have the decision, but if you go, here's some additional information. Like you have to compete against Joey Amaze. I wonder if she's like, I don't feel that she feels that they got the same decision as her, because I think anyone that gets that decision, hey, do you want to leave or do you want to come back? They're unless it's extenuating circumstances like an injury or whatever, you're going to be like, no, I want to fucking go back and play.
I mean, so let's talk about Edge of Extinction for a minute, dude. So she's there and she's saying, I've only had a little bit of coconut for the past, 3 days or whatever it is since this, every day, every episode of Survivor is a 3-day period of time, more or less, right? So she gets voted out on day 3. So
day 3.
Day 6, she's still there.
She's assuming that the next person should be coming. The fact that someone is not coming, that I think that's what's making her.
But how bad could it suck, dude? This is I don't
think it sucks. I think you're bored and you're alone, but I don't think she's debating quitting because of how bad it sucks. I think she's debating quitting, going, okay, did they have the same information that I had plus a little more? And is that little more information something that if I had that, I wouldn't have come?
Right.
Because
Well,
I think she's going crazy.
what?
So I think just thoughts are entering her head of like if whoever the person that was voted out next had the same information I did, they should be on their fucking way here.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be. I really don't like that. There's this cliffhanger of wondering.
Yeah.
If Keith is going.
Because Survivor usually doesn't do shit like that.
Like, I would have liked to have seen, like, him praying, like, oh God, give me a sign, Jesus God, oh, give me a sign, blah, blah, blah. And they go to commercial break or whatever, and then they come back to scenes from the next episode, and they show a bonus clip of dramatic him making the decision. I mean, I don't know. That kind of drove me crazy because I don't like spoilers. So I don't want to know what happens via somebody spoiling something on the internet or something, but I, as a viewer watching the show, kind of would like to know if he's going to be there. But I guess that's why they do it, to keep everyone tuning in next week to see if Keith goes or not. My theory is he finally makes a decision. Maybe a raindrop falls on his nose and he said, oh, Jesus, that was a tear shed from you from heaven. And that's the thing I need to go there. But I think he's going to go. If he doesn't,
I think he's going to go.
If he doesn't go, it's going to be completely shocking because he looks mega bummed and like, wow, I can't believe I got voted out. So we're going to see. Stay tuned every week, every Wednesday. Edge of Extinction coverage wherever you listen to your podcasts, and be sure to check out Patreon.com/Survivor NSFW. And we actually have the cornhole event we did is actually free to watch. And also the first watch along of Survivor Caramoan is free to watch. So listen, if you like,
give us a try.
Yeah, if you like what you see, then feel free to throw a tip in the jar and check it out, because I am passionate, dude, about what we do and the content that we produce, and it's only going to get better. And for those people that are patrons, thank you so very much, and we'll see you on Friday for our Q&A, and we'll see you on Mondays.
Q&A this week.
Yeah, and we'll see you Mondays really awesome. for the Caramoan watch along. So Jonny, another great episode. And real quick, one last plug. When is the next event that you will be at for the live podcast, where I'll be sitting in my living room or my podcast room? But give the viewers the ticket information of where they can go for that.
Well, Keith will not be praying on this one. He has already made his decision. He will be joining me live March 13th, Jonny Fairplay's 45th birthday extravaganza and Survivor NSFW live show and Survivor Edge of Extinction viewing party. VIP starts at 6:30 p.m. It's at the Dirty Bull Brewing Company. We're going to be in Durham, North Carolina. Going to be joined by Allison from David vs. Goliath. Going to be joined by Jeremiah Woods from Survivor Caramoan. Jane from Nicaragua. Zane Knight is coming. Can you believe Zane Knight is back? We only have 8 VIP. No, I take that back. We only have 7 VIP tickets available. That's it. 7. When we do this podcast next week, there will not be a VIP seat available. General admission will be available. Those are only $25. But get your VIP now. Only 7 left as this podcast is recording this very second. Go to SurvivorTix.com. That's SurvivorTix.com. Get your tickets. Join me. Join Keith from this season. Join Allison. Many, many more. It's going to be awesome. If you go VIP, you get a signed Survivor buff from either Keith or Gavin from this season. You get autographed pictures from all those people that I just mentioned, and you get to do the meet and greet before the show. You get to hear stories you will not hear on the podcast, and then afterwards you stay for the watch along and then Q&A that follows. But please join us at the Dirty Bull Brewing. Once again, tickets are available at SurvivorTix.com. That's SurvivorTix.com. Also, real quick, let me mention April 10th will be in Baltimore. I'll be joined by Bryce and Wendell Holland. And then tickets also available at survivortickets.com. And April 24th, I will be at Zany's in Nashville, Tennessee. I'll be joined by Taj George on the stage. Amazing stage there. Tickets for that event are at survivorafterhours.com. And lastly, I'll be in Santa Monica, California for the West Coast Invasion. We'll be at Busby's West, and that is May 1st in Santa Monica. Tickets available for that event as well at survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com. Get your tickets now. VIP for all these events will sell out. I cannot stress that enough. Anyone that's ever been to any of our live events, if you went VIP, they have told me they love it. It's worth every single penny. I try to give every bonus thing in the world. I give away prizes, and it's really, really fun, intimate VIP experience. So get your tickets now. Do not miss out. SurvivorTix.com and SurvivorAfterHours.com. Thank you, Matt.
Right on, man. I will see you. Well, I'll be talking to you, texting you, seeing you tomorrow. Every day of my life, I see Jonny Fairplay. So
I got one more event. I forgot.
Oh, God.
Sunday, I'm going to be at Revolution Wrestling Authority. I'm doing commentary with Matt Kuhn. It's
no
wrestling.
No one cares.
They're not going to wrestling in High Point, North Carolina?
They're not. They're going to go to your live events because they like Survivor. Unless
that's it.
Unless Andre the Giant versus Macho Man Savage have a cage match in heaven. No, but yeah, proceed. Proceed.
No, that's it. It's go to Revolution Wrestling Authority on Facebook. Get tickets. It's I think it's rwawrestling.com. It's Sunday at 3 p.m. in High Point, North Carolina on Taylor Avenue, I believe. And I will be doing commentary with Matt Kuhn, and we'll be honoring the fabulous Moolah. Her daughter and granddaughter will be in attendance. We're honoring fabulous Moolah who passed away a few years ago. Blah blah blah. So
right
good
on.
stuff.
Well, cheers. Spread the word. Give us a 5-star rating, and we'll see you next time on Survivor NSFW.